Mount Everest ain't got on me. Mount Everest ain't got on me. 'Cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Yeah. Mount Everest ain't got on me.
Go. Welcome back to Blue Jacket Park here on Horvath Productions for some crosstown CBC baseball. I'm Austin Hammond here with Zach. Zach, how are we tonight?
I'm doing great, my man. How you doing?
Good. It's not the greatest weather we've had the past few days, but still a great day for baseball.
It may not be the best weather we've had in the past few days, but it has been pretty good weather compared to the past couple weeks, that's for sure, Hammond.
I'm about done with this Ohio weather, I can tell you that for sure. We got Indian Lake tonight, who's 4-4, split with Graham and North Union this year, against Bellefontaine, who having a great season so far, 7-3, 4-game win streak. Got a big win at Urbana last night. Zach, what do you think Bellefontaine has to do to keep this win streak going?
I think it's a couple things. A lot of these guys that are playing on this ball club right now last season witnessed the 1-6 start that the Chieftains had until they eventually turned it up there late April, early May. It really comes down to a couple things. One, don't walk. Make them get on base and work for it, right? And another thing as well is just get on base. Bellefontaine does an incredible job when they just get on base. You got really fast guys on this ball club. Riley Neer to name one. I mean, Chris Fogan. I mean, I can keep going. So get on base, bunt and move them over, and then eventually try to get them in to score, Hammond.
Definitely, I'd say keys to the game for the Lake is definitely just to limit the Bellefontaine offense. Scored 7 runs against the Lake last night and had a rout against Triad. I know Triad might not be to the skill level of Indian Lake, but still the Chiefs have shown the ability to put up runs early in these games, and they really cannot afford to walk Bellefontaine hitters. The Urbana did it 11 times last night, and Bellefontaine was very patient at the plate, so that's one thing to look out for tonight.
Yeah, Bellefontaine got the sweep out on Urbana. A really tight first matchup here at Blue Jacket Park, but Bellefontaine went ahead and did what they needed to do last night against the Hill Climbers, that's for sure. Who was on the mound for Urbana last night? I know Donahoe when we were here, but does anyone know?
Last night it was Grady Lance.
Grady Lance, okay, young guy.
And then Donahoe on Monday. So, I mean, Bellefontaine faced probably Urbana's 2 best pitchers and kind of took care of business.
And of course, me and you are very familiar with Will Donahoe. I feel like I can't get out of his I can't not say his name every time I cover anything Urbana. So
I tell you, he's just quite the athlete.
Yeah.
He seeks to impress every time you go out and see him, whether it's football, basketball, or baseball. But it looks like we are going to get started here. Evan Manley at the plate for Indian Lake. Carter Caudill on the mound for the Chiefs, making his 2nd starting pitching appearance of the year.
Yeah, and we were here for the first game. Me and Jack Varner were on the call for that, and Caudill struggled a little bit with command. I think there's definitely some bright spots in this kid's future. Of course, his older brother's but pretty well known around here for being a pretty good pitcher. So absolutely, I'm excited to see what he can do here. And he's got that first game jitters out of the way, so we can see what he can do here tonight against the Lake. And that'll be pretty easy.
Starts him off with a strike. I don't know about you, but I would say that the future is bright for this Chieftain baseball team. I mean, last night you had a guy, Sutton Daring, starting at second base, a freshman, Spencer Stolley coming on in the last inning to finish off the game. I just think there's a lot of bright spots for this team, especially Jose Sandoval at short.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hearing a lot about is the Sandoval transfer in for Bellefontaine, and he has not failed to impress. I believe he is batting well over 400, was batting even 500 at one point at the beginning of the year. And he hasn't necessarily really made a solid contact on the ball, but I tell you what he can do, Hammond, it's just get on base. That's what I'm talking about. On base percentage still well over 500 on the year, I believe.
I mean, he's just a really solid player. I mean, all around you, it's hard to find a spot in his game. Patient hitter at the plate, great defense out at shortstop. That one will just miss to make the count full.
And we've kind of talked about this in the past. Caudill seems to be a very momentum-based type of guy, so he needs this ball to not be a walk, and that is a huge strikeout there for him.
It's a good start for the Chiefs, just to kind of retire that first hitter, settle in a little bit. As number 2, Burke Lillard comes to the plate. One of 2 Lillard brothers you will see in the Indian Lake lineup tonight.
Now, Hammond, how young are we looking at here for the Indian Lake roster? Because they were very talented last year, of course, and you had the luxury of covering that game at the Lake last year. And I believe one of their best pitchers, Gavin, was on the mound, right?
I don't know if I want to say I had the pleasure, because that game was cold, windy, and I was sitting on top of Indian Lake's press box.
Alone, too, right?
Michael knows all about that. He was up there with me.
Yeah.
But definitely, I mean, you got a guy like Camden Tuttle who's, I mean, I'd say this Indian Lake team is a little older. They have, I think, 4 or 5 seniors. But, I mean, the big thing with Indian Lake's athletic programs, they always reload. I mean, you find their basketball team, they've got a guy, Caden Nickel, who's leaving, but they're going to fill his spot, and I think they do the same thing here. Indian Lake runs a great program for baseball, so I think there's, again, a bright future.
And I even hear that about their football program, who has notoriously struggled in the last 2 years. I mean, I've heard a lot of things about this next team for the Lake for football. Maybe not 2021 level of talent, but I would not be surprised if they went 500.
That's Carter Caudill.
Wow.
Starting them off with back-to-back Ks.
And that's kind of what I was talking about there, Hammond. I mean, I don't think it could have been a better start for him. He's battling in these counts. I mean, I think we had a 2-2 there, a 3-2 the count before, but he's making it count. And the Lake's gonna have to work for these.
Definitely. Camden Tuttle now at the plate. One of those guys, similar to Will Donahoe, plays about every sport available. Might not be to the caliber of Donahoe, but he is still a very great athlete.
It's another kid I can't get away from. Looks like Owen Larison having a little bit of trouble catching the ball tonight. I don't know if it has anything to do with it being cold, but he did slam his glove on the ground the last time he didn't catch it. So no harm, no foul yet. There's no runners on base, and if Carter keeps firing them in like that, then it's not really going to matter as we do go 3-0, though.
Looks like Carter's release point is coming out maybe a little bit too low, so I think he just needs to kind of take a breath. Just make sure he's hitting his spots. The 3-0 pitch. That'll miss. Putting Camden Tuttle on first base.
And that's kind of what I talked about, Hammond. I mean, that's great first 2 at-bats there for Caudill, but you definitely don't want a 4-0 walk. I want to see how he bounces back here. Camden Tuttle, I imagine he's got a little bit of speed on him, and I don't see why the Lake wouldn't send him here sometime during this at-bat with 2 runners out in the first, so definitely look for that.
Yeah, Camden Tuttle's not the fastest guy on the planet, but he definitely does have speed. You've seen it on the basketball court numerous times. That's a good stop there by Owen Larison.
Able to stay in front of the one that matters here.
Yes.
I mean, I imagine if you're Coach Ho, you can drop him all day long if no runners are on base, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah. I don't know if he'll be happy about it in the end.
Yeah, but he's not going to – you won't be getting grilled in the dugout when you come in. Be contact made.
He's going to have to charge this one here. Good play to stay with it there by Zane Tevis, and that'll retire the Indian Lake Lakers.
And that will conclude our top of the first inning here on Horvath Productions. We'll be right back here after a quick little break.
Welcome back to Horvath Productions, here for the bottom of the first as Riley Neer comes to the plate.
Ground out to 2. All right. All right, let's see what happens here, Hammond. I'm excited to see what Bellefontaine can do. A little bit of an order change around for Bellefontaine since the last time we were here. Riley Neer, of course, leading it off. No expectation or surprise there, but looks like we got some guys that are moving up a little bit. Carter Caudill and Chris Fogan have moved up. Jose Sandoval has moved back, but I don't dislike the call from Coach Hogue to move that type of guy to the middle of the lineup. Kind of like how Ellie De La Cruz is batting 6 for the Reds.
Yeah, I think it just really comes down to, I don't want to say team chemistry, but kind of just how guys hit when they're next to each other. I really like Carter Caudill at the 4-hole because he seems like he always takes an aggressive approach at the plate and always wants to try to get on base somehow. And for a while they had Jose Sandoval hitting in that 4-hole, and it's kind of just a younger guy, and I don't want to say inexperienced because he definitely has experience, but I'd like to see a more seasoned veteran like Carter Caudill be in that 4-hole.
Yeah, it's not a bad move whatsoever to try to move your talent out a little bit. That's going to be deep to center field.
And that one's going to get down.
Riley Neer, of course, he's turning too, right?
He's got to get down. And that's a good start there for the Chiefs as Riley Neer leads off with a double.
And Austin, I mean, that was textbook right there, man. He did not swing at the first 2 pitches, and I was about to honestly say something about him not swinging at that second one there. But he battles back into the count, goes 3-2, and he knows he's throwing a meatball there, and he was not afraid to go out and get it.
Well, yeah, that's just kind of the hitter Riley Neer is. And at first I thought that was going to be tracked down by the center fielder, but I didn't realize how deep that was. So nonetheless, a great start for the Chiefs to have runners in scoring position with no outs.
Chris Fogan in here for the Chiefs. And Neer's going to be in his head this entire I mean, the rest of the inning. If Neer doesn't score, Lillard's going to be thinking about this forever.
That one looks like it was a good pitch, but kind of got dropped by the catcher there. He would have got the call if he held on.
Yeah, umpires do not like to give a strike when a catcher drops a ball. So, and I like that out of Chris Fogan there. He's attacking that first pitch. He saw the ball. He doesn't need to see anything else.
Yes.
And that's kind of what I was going to say with Neer, but
Chris Fogan is a guy where if he straightens out some of his foul balls, he'd have 20 homers on the year. I mean, Chris Fogan is just a power guy.
As you literally just said it right now, will that drop?
Oh, my
see,
goodness.
Literally, as you spoke that right into existence, Austin. Wow, good call. That's why we bring you around here.
I think somebody's listening right now. But, yeah, Chris Fogan, I mean, he just has a ton of power. You've seen him on the football field on Friday nights. And, I mean, he's just a guy where if he could just kind of lay back a little bit on that swing, he could be a double-digit homer guy.
The crazy thing is, Austin, he swings like so nonchalant.
It does.
It looks like he's like not
effortless.
Yeah, like it's like he's not even. It doesn't even look like he's swinging at the ball hard. It's like a golfer.
It's a good pitch there by.
Yeah, that's a great pitch from Lillard. You take that all day of the week. Fogan lays off, and I know he would have not been happy if that was called a strikeout. So, good pitch there from Lillard.
Oh, and that one's going up in the grill.
Bellefontaine battled back again. Now Hammond, what I want to see Chris Fogan do exactly what his teammate just did. He's going to see a meatball here, I imagine. He doesn't want to walk another guy with no outs. Go out and get this ball.
Once again.
Just right ahead of it.
If he holds back maybe a little bit, I think that gets past the third baseman.
A little bit of off speed there. I mean, Chris was waiting on it. I expect another one to come here. Lillard does not have high velocity whatsoever, so the Chiefs are really going to have to wait on it.
That one looked like an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, yep. Holds Neer up. Good running from Riley there. Got held up and still made it work. I mean, and when you're him, right, no one's really thinking about that over there. Honestly,
what I would have liked to see rather is maybe Neer take a little bit of a bigger step there, maybe to try to entice a throw, because Fogan almost beat that out.
Yeah, true.
But Owen Larison comes to the plate. Be heading to Hocking College after this senior season.
Yeah, a little bit south of Columbus there, eh?
Yeah, I think it's down between Columbus and Athens, I believe. If you've ever been to Hocking Hills, great area. Someone's going to mess up there for Lillard.
Interested to see what they do. With Owen Larison, I imagine you swing away. Yeah. What are they going to – and this is the thing we've talked about, and we've talked about it for the past 2 seasons with Bellefontaine. You can't really bunt anyone home, and you cannot bunt to get the first. So,
and we've
depending on who you are. I mean, Riley Neer and Jose Sandoval can, of course. Owen Larison, not so much. Looks like it may be foul, and yes, it will be, but that will be caught. But Riley Neer tags up.
He's got to get down.
Oh, no. Wow, what a play there for the Lake, and that just absolutely went their way, Hammond. Wow.
I don't know what Mossberger was kind of doing over there, trying to send Riley near home on a fly ball that was caught about 5 feet right of first base. Riley's fast, but he's not that fast.
Yep.
But the Lake lucks out, and we've still got a scoreless game here. Going to the break. See you guys in a few. Welcome back to Horvath Productions here. Top of the second, 0-0 game as Bellefontaine had Riley near at second base, no outs, and still cannot get him across.
Tell you what, Hammond, if you're a Lake fan, you are loving that complete breath of life after Lillard was in some trouble there at the first inning, and first base comes in clutch with a double play. Riley Neer gets thrown out at home, and we are still tie going into the game here. It's going to hit to right field. Brody Boy will put that in for a routine fly out. Lane Tucci will be...
This will be Dawson Finfrock coming to the plate.
Lane Tucci was the one just at the plate.
Tell you, it could be because the Lake's a smaller school, but I feel like they have a lot of 2- and 3-sport athletes.
Yeah, true.
Finfrock, a basketball player, along with Cam Tuttle.
And I don't, and honestly, Hammond, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's more of a Bellefontaine problem than a Lake specialty. I mean, I look at Urbana, they're doing it. West Liberty, they're doing it. Ben Logan, I don't know because I don't really pay that. As that's gonna be another Brody Boy put out. Ben Logan, yeah, they have multiple sport athletes as well. Maybe a little bit less. They're kind of similar to Bellefontaine. But when we look at the schools around, they're all doing it. I don't know why Bellefontaine has this whole thing where we need to specialize in sports. I don't know. Have you kind of noticed that?
I'm not saying that Tavian St. Clair should be out there playing basketball and baseball, but definitely, I mean, I think you look at Urbana, like you mentioned, Jaden Hopkins, a football guy, a basketball or a football and a baseball guy, a Donahoe, a 3-sport athlete, and same thing with the Lake. I mean, there's just that one's
Brody Boy's gonna get another one. No, he didn't catch it.
He almost tried to hold it up to try to convince the ump that he caught it. But
hey, no review. You try to make anything happen here.
As Madden Lillard will put one in play to right field and in reach.
That was I'm not gonna lie, that was a well hit ball there for Lillard. I mean, a hitting coach, excuse me, never has a problem with a hit like that. Went out, threw the hands out there on the outside pitch, and is able to have it drop right before Brody Boy there in the right field.
Good pitch there.
That was a good pitch. Just a little bit inside for the ump's liking. Don't quite know how fast Lillard is. I imagine with him kind of being towards the middle of the pack, maybe not super. Larson may be able to catch him out there.
Yeah, I'm surprised not to see a snap throw down to first, but maybe a little early for that.
2 outs, yeah.
A missed throw, and he's at third base.
Good pitch there for Caudill.
Get back in the count here.
But yeah, back on the conversation of the multiple sport athletes. Yeah, it's a weird thing at Bellefontaine. Nice snag there from Yoder. Will Yoder be able to make the throw? Yes, he will not be able to. And Lillard will be able to advance to third. We have runners at the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the second.
And that's a situation there where if I think Carter Caudill's at his normal position of third and Liam's at first, I think they make that play. But Charlie Bible, a guy who's, I think this might be his first time in the field at first, is not able to finish the play.
Another thing, Hammond, as well. I mean, one, you got to stretch if you're the first baseman, but you got to make that throw. I mean, that was like almost like trying to throw out a stealing base runner, try to keep it as low as possible. Just go ahead and make the throw. He's not super quick. But the Lake is now knocking on Bellefontaine's doorstep after Bellefontaine was knocking on theirs. So we have a little bit of a game here at Blue Jacket Park tonight.
Yet another 3-sport athlete for the Lake. Golf, basketball, and baseball. I mean, they just breed the 3-sport athletes over there in Lewistown.
As a Bellefontaine alumni, I would like to see a little bit more participation in something like that for the Chieftains. I mean, I really only think of not even 2 guys anymore. It was Chris Fogan last year with a 3-sport, but Riley Neer is the only one in this ball club doing all 3. Runners go, and Larison is going to bobble the ball, but it looked like he wanted to send that Hammond.
Well, I think they were going to have Zane Tevis come out in front and kind of hold off that throw, but Carter Caudill, I don't think it's a 3-0 count. I believe it's 2-1.
Yeah.
Scoreboard reads 3-0.
Yeah, we are 3-1 now.
3-1 now. 3-1 now, yes.
You know, there were the first game of the year. I didn't know who to trust. I didn't know to trust myself with the scoreboard here on the live stream or the real scoreboard here. You just never know. So when they're both wrong, that's when you know everyone's messing up. That's gonna be a routine pop fly though. Carter Caudill calling for it. Ooh. Okay, so that was close. It looks like everyone was about to run into each other there.
And it looks like Owen Larison's a little upset that
exchanging a few words with Caudill. But that'll conclude our inning. All right, we will try again here with Carter Caudill. I assume Carter was thinking he had an at-bat last inning, but he did not, unfortunately, due to the terrific double play there for the Lake. And we are tied again. And honestly, I would think we've had some scores by now due to how many runners have been on base. I think that's now 4 stranded between both teams and 1.5 innings, Hammond.
Definitely. I think both teams are playing pretty stout defense right now. Lake double play. Carter Caudill coming in for that. He's going to ground one to the shortstop, and Cam Tuttle's going to make that play with no problem. That'll bring Jose Sandoval to the plate. I believe Jose Sandoval has the highest batting average for the Chiefs at 387 this year.
Okay, so he is a little bit under 400 now. Last time I checked, he was he was right at that 400 mark. And what's the on base still looking like, Ham? Are we still over 500 for that or no?
513 for on base.
513. Okay, I mean that is wild.
You go to the plate 10 times, you're going to be on base 5 of them.
And it's at the point where, like, if you're, like, maybe a few games into the season, yeah, it's impressive, but, like, we're early, you know? But it's getting to the point now where if you can keep that OBP over 500 here, we're right at the halfway point. it's pretty impressive now. That's going to be a hard hit, not hard hit, excuse me, pretty lightly hit ball to the second baseman for a put out. But yeah, like I mean, I went down there a little bit, but yeah, I mean, we're at that point where a 500 OBP is pretty impressive at about the halfway point. I think the Chiefs have what 10, 11 games under their belt now.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy though. I've been looking at the statistics on the CBC website, and there's still some guys batting over 500. Grady Lance from Urbana, I think it's 440, and there's a couple kids from London that are up there above 440. So it's really impressive to be hitting
and
those
this
numbers.
Bellefontaine team is not bad by any means, but the CBC is just absolutely loaded this season, Hammond. I mean, I believe what is it? London has a guy going to Mississippi State, I believe, or is that Kenton Ridge?
Kenton Ridge
I don't
has
know. I mean,
5.
there's so many good teams. I don't even.
Yeah. So I believe Logan Fife's going to Missouri State.
Missouri State, excuse me, somewhere down south.
Yes.
Oh, easy put out there for Lillard. Great pitch inside, and Yoder. Yoder just completely froze up on it. So
it's quick work for the Lake, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Horvath Productions here. Top of the third, still scoreless, Zach.
yeah, and I like a ball game like this, but I've never seen a ball game have this this much activity around the bases. I mean, we've had guys stranded left and right as Caudill fires one in there.
I mean, yeah, I think you mentioned 4 or 5 runners left on base, and that's never a good thing if you're a head coach. That's a good pitch by Carter there. He's worked this 0-2 pretty quick.
And Caudill and Larison got into it a little bit at the end of the last timeout here, and hopefully they figured that out in the dugout. I imagine they did.
I guess I kind of understand where Larison's coming from, but, I mean, from at least my point of view here, I'd rather have somebody coming towards the ball, coming in towards the ball, compared to going out and trying to catch it, maybe like trying to hold it out more. So I think Carter probably had the easier play, but nonetheless, I mean, it's probably just a little banter, pitcher-catcher banter.
Yeah, and of course Larison has the senior superiority complex on Caudill a little bit.
Yes.
So Caudill only a sophomore for the Chieftains. Not a bad pitch there for Caudill. Can Bible make the play? Yes, he can.
Great play by Charlie Bible over there.
Hat was off. He saw there was some dust kicking up behind him. He was picking up speed.
As he was after he was unable to make that play in the previous inning, and that's probably a good thing for him to make that play and retire.
And we got some pretty not wild. I mean, we're not talking like first day of the Masters wild wind, but the wind it's not to take for granted today.
I mean, I haven't seen much wind the past few days with how nice it's been outside.
Right.
But back to Ohio. Carter Caudill seems to be dialed in here.
Maybe he likes getting yelled at by Larison. I mean,
He gets a fire going for him.
oh, good pitch there.
Misses a little high there. Burke Lillard was 6'5". That's probably a strike. Like an Aaron Judge.
Right.
Tell you, Burke Lillard is swinging to hit this one across the street.
Now, Hammond, you may know how What's the age difference for the two brothers here on the team? Are they twins? What are they? If you don't know, that's all right. But
Looks like the Madden is a junior and Burke is a senior.
okay, I heard from assistant L over here that 2 years apart maybe.
Another punch out there for Carter Caudill.
Wow.
I believe that's 3 on the day.
He's starting to feel himself here, Hammond. I tell you what, this is a much better performance than he'd had in that first go out.
Seemed like he just has his command pretty dialed in. I don't know if he's trying to take a little bit off his velocity, but it just seems like he's delivering it a lot easier than previously. Cam Tuttle comes to the plate here for the Lakers. I don't know about you, but I'm a fan of these Laker away jerseys.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, Hammond, because we were talking about that at the beginning of the broadcast here, how the Lake had these Miller graphic like warm-up shirts on. We thought they were legit going to play ball in them, and I tell you what, they probably would have ranked, and this is no disrespect to anybody, they would have ranked probably the lowest on my jersey rankings. But thank God it was just a warm-up, so that's pretty cool that they have warm-up jerseys for baseball.
I'll tell you, the CBC has some pretty nice-looking jerseys. I mean, I like these ones for sure. London's got a good pair, and then even Bellefontaine's
I'm not
away
gonna lie
jerseys.
though, I like Bellefontaine's red and blacks. I really like their blacks. They don't get brought out often. As Near's gonna put that out easily. Routine fly ball for him. But yeah, we'll pick up the jersey talk here at the bottom of the third.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Horvath Productions. Bottom of the third here, Charlie Bible coming to the plate for the Chiefs.
Tell you what, Austin, this game started late, probably 5:20, 5:23, and we are skirting along here. Bottom of the third, and we're not even at 6 o'clock yet.
That's kind of similar to how the last night's game was going, and then Chiefs had about a 30-minute batting practice there in the top of the sixth.
Did you attend that game?
I was, yeah. It was a back and forth, trading punches for a while, and then Bellefontaine finally blew it open in the top of the sixth, scoring 5.
Charlie Bible just gets jammed up there on that second strike call. Definitely want to smooth this swing out a little bit and get more out in front of it. And that's not exactly what you want. 3-pitch strikeout there for Charlie Bible. Lillard and Caudill, excuse me. I'm going to say Cardell. Maybe that could be a nice little nickname I just invented. But Lillard and Caudill are feeling themselves, man. I tell you what, this is one of those things where in the Central Buckeye Conference, especially depending on who you're playing, just throw strikes, Hammond.
Definitely, and I think Carter Caudill's a guy who, once again, it's not really like a main pitcher for the Chiefs, but I've kind of found that. I mean, Riley Neer started last night and threw 6 innings. Zane Tevis.
Is that in the gap? Yes, it will
That one's
be.
going to get down. Tevis got to turn on the wheels.
Will he get down? Yes, he's got to get down.
Yes.
Puts a little celly on there.
Another double there for the Chiefs. Zane Tevis gets the hit party going here in the bottom of the third.
Lake doesn't have a lot of speed in that outfield, Hammond. I think we're kind of starting to see that there, especially in that left field area. There is a huge gap right now between left field and center field, and they are not adjusting to it. They're continuing to play that. If I'm Bellefontaine, I'm thinking about that spot all day here.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, complete polar opposites to the Chiefs left and center field. I mean, you got Chris Fogan and Riley Neer, probably 2 of the fastest guys in the conference.
Yeah, you want to hit it to the right side of the field if you're playing Bellefontaine. That's
yes,
sure.
And I mean, even Brody Boy, I mean, he's not the fastest guy, but still, he's got decent speed. It's down.
Now, St. Tevis, he's not slow, but they're definitely not thinking about crazy maneuvers here like maybe a guy like Neer would have been doing in the first inning there. I imagine Bellefontaine has learned their lesson. Ball outside there. That was not a bad pitch from Lillard at all.
I'll tell you, I really like how consistent Lillard is. It just seems like he hasn't made too many mistakes on the mound. I mean, even his misses are not too far off.
Right. I mean, he's pretty dialed.
He's worked himself into a 3-1 here against the Chiefs 9-hole.
A little bit of mind games going here. Birdie's going to go ahead and call time.
I think he's going to get a pitch to hit here once again with the lineup turning over. You do not want to give Riley Neer first and second with only one out.
And does he jump out in front of it? Let's see. Yeah, I see, Hammond. I don't know about that. I think you swing at those. I'm not.
Yeah,
I know it's coming. You know he's pretty consistent. You know he has good control. He's going to fire a meatball in there for you.
It's the same thing as 3-0. Now, granted, 3-0 is a lot different than 3-1. But still, if you know you're going to get a pitch to hit, swing the bat.
That was a good little pickoff move there as well. I mean, St. Tevis gets back pretty easily. He's a few more feet off the bag, and he's probably out.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest throw back to Tuttle. If that was a good throw, he might have been out straight up.
Boy decides to fire to stay alive. Hammond, you don't want to go down looking here. I bet that's the only thing Coach Hogue is not looking for. He can move the runner over, keep the ball on the ground, and don't strike out.
Be running poles if he strikes out looking here. But Brody Boy is really staying in this count here, fouling off pitches.
He's fouled off too, so I can't imagine he's going to go down looking now, right? On the 7th pitch of the at bat here, or 8th, excuse me.
Yes. Great eye by Brody Boy there.
Not a bad pitch there from Lillard, but Brody Boy uses the discipline, and that ump has had a little bit of a tighter outside strike zone, and Bellefontaine's taking advantage of it.
As I said, Lillard's misses have not been too far off because he had the 3 balls he threw were probably a combined 5 inches away from being called a strike. As Riley Neer comes to the plate here, looking to do some damage early.
Neer 1 for 1 on the night with a double that probably should have turned into a run. Chiefs kind of had a little bit of a blooper there in the first, but a lot of opportunity here as Coach Mossberger, there, the third base coach for the Chiefs, is giving a sign. Let's see what we see here.
Another one up there.
Lillard's got good spots, man. There's just not the ump is not liking him.
On an ump with a wide strike zone, he's probably got 7 strikeouts right now.
Ump is staying true to his morals here.
That one's up and in, and this is work 3-0. This is getting a dangerous territory here.
Neer's not swinging whatsoever, I imagine, here 3-0, unless he can send it over the fence. Has Riley Neer ever hit a home run?
He did. The other, I believe, last weekend.
This is recently?
Yes,
okay.
Against Defiance Tenora.
A actual home run or an inside the Parker?
Actual home run.
I know he's got the speed for the old inside the Parker.
Actual home run. Hit that on way to a 15-8 dub over Tenora. Another 3-1 strike. That's back-to-back counts.
Good pitch there for Lillard.
Another count he's worked back into here. Neer's got to lock in and protect the plate.
Same thing goes for kind of what I just said about the 9-hole boy. Got a battle here. Good well-hit ball to center field. Will it get down? No, it will not. Tevis probably should have looked to tag up there, Hammond.
I don't know. I mean, Manley caught that ball decently close. I think it would have been a great play at third. But normally when somebody hits a line drive, you're looking to move if it hits the ground,
True.
obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good argument. That's a very fair argument. I agree with you.
Chris Fogan comes to the plate here with a runner in scoring position.
And I guess we're at that point here with 2 outs. Is it really that big of a deal to be at third? I don't know. You know, you're kind of going no matter what.
Exactly.
So,
you're going on contact.
St. Tevis is scoring, so. We go 1-0 here, though, and Lillard fails to just get ahead in the count.
It hasn't really hurt him too much so far.
Throw down to Brody Boy at first. Not a bad call there for the Lakers, but honestly, I imagine they're going to want to start just focusing on the hitter here. You got 2 outs. You're down 2-0 in the count. Chris Fogan just continued to just throw that ball at that.
What did I say, Zach?
He throws that bat out there, man, and it literally looks like he's not swinging at all. But the next thing you know, it is very shallow in left field here. So,
but still, that's 2 balls. He's just hit hard.
Michael has I think we recorded last year, right? Chris Fogan home
Yes, me and Art Caudill on the call
Yeah.
for that 3-run bomb against the London Red Raiders.
and same thing, right? He threw his hands
Exactly,
out there.
threw
and,
his hands.
And didn't swing hard, and it just flew itself over the fence over there in left field. He did go.
It's tough to hold up there. Lillard's got a really good off speed.
Yeah, that was working down.
Another 3-2 count here.
Chris is going to swing at this. He's not the type of guy to go down looking. Yep. That's going to be a routine pop out, unfortunately, and the Lake survives again, Hammond, I think. Don't want to jinx him, but.
Yes. Cam Tuttle makes the routine fly out, and we are still scoreless through 3. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Horvath Productions here, top of the 4th. Zach, no runs on the board yet.
Still scooting along. We're only 2 minutes past this, the top of 6 o'clock here, so. It's a well-hit ball to right field, though, Hammond.
Yeah, Brody Boyd made the good play there. He could have dove for it, but if that got past him, that was probably a triple.
Well-hit ball once again. That's kind of exactly what I was talking about. Any hitting coach is taking that Hammond. Outside pitch, you drive that right to right field, drop right in front of the right fielder.
That one's straight
Contact
up.
once again. 2 pitches, 2 contacts on balls.
Jose calling.
Did he say on delay?
I don't know.
He didn't say I got it.
I don't know, but it worked out in the long run.
Looks like the team has 2 versions of the language for.
Mine.
Oh, he just said mine.
Mine.
Okay, I thought
Okay. And believe it or not, there is a little bit of a language barrier there. I don't believe Jose speaks.
He does any. He needs
Great
an
English,
interpreter like Shohei.
Oh, Shohei, yes.
Hopefully one that doesn't gamble, but.
Yeah, was that 16 million?
60 million lost, right?
Yeah,
of Shohei's money and
tough
even know
look.
about it.
Tough look. I mean, I don't think 16 million is going to hurt Shohei in the long run, but with his, I think
clearly he gets that back though. Like, I don't know how that works. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, he's making seems like $60 million a year. So
Shohei only spends like $500K a year, from what I've heard. So
simple lifestyle. As CC throws the 2-0 strike there to make it 2-1.
I'm interested to see here what Indian Lake decides to do.
Good pick by Larison there. Fogan's got to get back for that.
He's doing the karaoke. Oh, good
What
play
a
there for Chris
play.
Fogan, as the Lake will have to retreat back to first. I'm not going to lie, Hammond. Every time Fogan does that, he scares me with that karaoke maneuver a little bit. I'd like to see him get a little bit more of a twist going and full run looking behind him. That happens a lot with the Chieftains. I see them doing the karaoke back to the fence, and that can slow them up a lot.
Well, that just kind of shows the polar opposites in the outfield, because I don't think Indian Lake's left fielders getting to that.
Probably not. And and the thing about the Lake is how shallow they're playing in left field, and we were kind of talking about that. They have there's a huge gap, and Neer and Fogan can cover this gap that we're looking at right now. The Lake maybe not so much. That's going to be drove to right field, and just foul there, Hammond. That was close. Wow. That could have turned this ball game completely on its head if that was fair.
This is an 0-2 count here for Carter Caudill. Don't need to give him a ton to hit here, just something that'll get him thinking.
Just kind of not lucks out, but it went his way for sure there with that foul ball.
Yes.
Because that was an earned run in progress, that's for sure.
Especially with 2 outs. The guy was running anyway.
So Caudill has an arsenal here. 0-2. What do you do? Hammond, 2 outs, 0-2. What are you throwing?
Well, if I was Hogue, I'd almost tell Larison to set up a little outside, throw it a couple feet off the plate, and then maybe bring him back inside, or vice versa, set him up inside, end up outside.
Good pitch inside there.
Yep, could be an outside setup. But you see a lot of guys. I know we're not watching an MLB game here, but a lot of times guys will throw it higher, set up low, same thing side to side.
And Jose Sandoval's father was not happy with the call there from the ump. A big reaction in the background on your live stream camera here. And that is going to conclude another inning here at Blue Jacket. Wow.
Still scoreless. Chiefs look to get the bats going here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back on Horvath Productions.
Man, he's got Run This Town as his walk-up song.
Yes, he does.
That's such a Owen Larison thing to do.
Yes, it is. He's got good music taste. He definitely,
yeah.
he's got
Larison's got the swag.
all types of genres. As we're back here, bottom of the 4th, Owen Larison leading off for the Chiefs.
Lillard's still on the mound. I mean, Hammond, we could see both pitchers go the distance here tonight. I mean, all it takes is for one of these teams to maybe put a ball over the fence or an easy one-run game here, and both guys go the distance. As Larison's going to have a hard-hit ball to short, but it's going to be a routine put-out. Great play there by Tuttle.
I'll tell you, Cam Tuttle is a heck of a baseball player. I mean, he's probably known for basketball the most. You saw that kind of torch Bellefontaine a little bit. But he made a couple great plays over at short so far, and we're only in the 4th inning. As Carter Caudill comes up to the plate for the Chiefs.
Bottom of the 4th, Carter Caudill. Let's see if he can do something here on the mound and hitting.
Yes.
Yep. Great hit there from Carter Caudill. Throws his hands out, gets in front of it. He saw the pitcher already once. He knew what he was going to do, came in with a plan, and puts that right to left field to get on base.
Put it in the perfect spot right between the third baseman and shortstop. And now Jose Sandoval.
Hammond, I don't like a bunt. I mean, I do like a bunt here. I
You do?
I play small ball. I mean, we're in that type of game.
Maybe if there was no outs, but having an out, I mean, unless Sandoval beats it out 2
Hammond,
outs.
I like it. I mean, Liam Yoder may not have the best batting average, but I don't know. You're right. Carter Caudill, it's an up in the air question mark if the ball's hit shallow outfield if Caudill is scoring.
And I don't want to take the bats. I don't want to take the bat out of a guy who's hitting 390. I mean,
But he's not hitting hard 390.
That's
though.
fair.
You know what I mean, it's not like
He's
it's
a contact guy,
It's not
though.
like one of those things where there's a huge chance here. He's like Chris Fogan and throws it out over there over the left field fence. So
For any of our viewers interested in the softball game going on, we're in an 8-0 deficit against Indian Lake, as Indian Lake's got a great team.
and this is what I'm talking about, Hammond, the small ball, and that's probably going to be an error there.
Yep.
Jose Sandoval gets on, and Chiefs are once again knocking on the doorstep.
Liam Yoder comes to the plate for the Chiefs.
I'd be interested to see. I don't really care how they do it in high school because I mean they're going to give him a hit there probably, not an error. I'd be interested to see what they would score that in a higher level of baseball.
I'd have to give that an air. I think that's a routine play that just was not made.
I mean he did come. See, you see how far over he's kind of playing here. That's kind of where he was at.
it wasn't hard hit at all, though.
True, that's fair enough. So scorer Hammond says air. E1 on the night.
Scorekeeper.
As Lillard is behind once again.
I'm kind of surprised that they're not holding Sandoval at first, because anything in the gap and he's scoring for sure. 1-1 count here against Yoder.
Yoder just batting 115 on the year. If you're the Lake, you just want to attack him.
It's been a struggle so far,
Yep.
but he was patient last night. A couple walks.
That was a nasty pitch. That just broke right away from the plate and had Yoder just completely spinning around. 1-2, like I said, Hammond, I think if you're Lillard, you attack him. Don't try to do anything fancy here with some paint in the corner. I think you just go right at him here. He's not necessarily batting the best, so.
Make him beat you.
Exactly.
That could be a setup pitch, maybe something down
Yeah,
low.
maybe. I don't know if that was necessarily the spot. I think you wanted that a little bit more inside and obviously lower.
Might try to spin something in the dirt here, get Yoder chasing. Wow.
Oh, that's a good pitch, man.
Great pitch by Lillard.
Man.
I mean,
If I'm
he is,
Lillard, I'm feeling that a little bit.
Yes.
Come on, man.
I mean, that's a
That
great
was
pitch.
I don't think it could have been any better. 3-2, here we go. And wow.
Little late there.
Great at bat. I mean, great at bat for Lillard. I mean, that was an excellent performance there. Yoder's got it in him, man. I'm telling you, he's put the work in. I've seen him put the work in here at this ball field. He's just got to straighten that out. I mean, he's got the power behind him. You can see it in every swing.
I feel like him and Bible kind of have a similar problem where they
Yeah.
kind of just get a little stuck. And if they can free that up, I mean, they'll be swinging the bat a lot faster. That one's called a strike there. Maybe it might have been a little high, but
Maybe choke up on it, too. I mean, like I said, I'm not a professional baseball coach by any means, but Joey Votto, one of those guys back in the day that, dude, he'd have one strike on him and he's starting to choke up on the bat.
same thing with Anthony Rizzo. You ever watched
Yeah,
a Yankees game? He is always choking up.
Yep. If you don't have Giancarlo Stanton power, you don't need to be full swinging. If you can't change a game in one swing, you choke up on the bat.
I don't think anybody in this zip code has Stanton power,
right.
but
No, you know what I mean. Like, and first base coach has to hold the gear.
that has not been a problem at all so far this year.
And that's every time I go to film a baseball game, it's the question of what is the ump going to say no to today. And that's no hate on anybody. It's just the way baseball is kind of played. Umpires rule the land on the field, and it's just a little bit different than any other sport.
Definitely. Bible's staying alive here. Worked an 0-2 count, but he's fouled off a couple pitches to keep himself in here.
Lillard's got the arsenal once again to play with. I imagine something outside here. Yeah, man, the ump gives him that time.
I think
maybe that was a little bit of a makeup call, but
could have been a makeup call. I think I like the spot a lot there. As Lillard makes pretty quick work of the Chiefs, as we'll go to the top of the fifth, still scoreless.
Another couple of runners stranded on base here, and Lillard gets out of it.
Yes, sir. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Horvath Productions here, top of the fifth. Still scoreless here, Indian Lake versus Bellefontaine. Zach, what have you liked so far out of both teams?
Well, I like how fast this game is going because I have an AAU basketball tournament in Cincinnati that I have to film tomorrow morning. Tip is at 8:05. So I would like to thank both of these ball clubs for that, and then I'll move on to the part of the baseball game. Yeah, these guys are just pitching absolutely incredible. I mean, both young guys. I believe Lillard's a junior, right?
Yes.
And Carter Caudill is a sophomore.
Yep.
And just an excellent thrown game from both pitchers. Now, on turn of that, I could say that kind of poor performance offensively. I believe definitely over a dozen stranded on base, excuse me.
Definitely, without a doubt.
Maybe over 10. Maybe it is right at 12 for both sides of the ball here. And Caudill is once again ahead in a 1-2 count.
You look for an off-speed here out of Caudill. Gives him the heat.
Should be routine here for Liam Yoder.
He'll make the play over there.
I looked like he was going to trip on the bag. I was getting kind of worried for him.
Hoping he wasn't going to trip over his own foot as Maddox Hall comes to the plate. Guess I didn't realize Maddox Hall played baseball. Thought he was
they're everywhere, man. These
They're
Lakers,
everywhere.
everywhere. They will not. You can't. You're gonna have to drag them off the field when they graduate. I mean, same thing over there at Urbana.
Will Donahoe, an Urbana legend forever.
Dude, Donahoe and Neer are the type of guys to run track and play baseball at the same time, on top of the other two sports. I mean, those types of guys. I mean, I could see Neer and Donahoe just on the track. What would you call that? The track, I guess.
Yeah, just out on the track.
Out on the track. As Larson's going to do a mid-count meeting here.
3-0, it's kind of expected to go out and, well, sometimes just to kind of settle your guy down and discuss the next pitch on what he thinks is best.
I mean, I imagine really all it was about was like, hey, if that foul ball gets hit again, I'm catching it. 3-0 here. Maddox Hall will not swing at this. I'm sure of it.
You are correct. He draws a 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning. No, sorry, with one out. So that'll turn the lineup over to Evan Manley.
We are in the late parts of this ball game. Both teams have seen the pitchers. They know what to do when they go up to bat. Carter Caudill has to battle here. Lillard got put into a jam a little bit last time out as well, so I don't expect him to 100% allow a runner here. But that is now 5 straight balls to open up the inning.
Just needs to kind of tighten his zone a little bit, maybe, as I mentioned before, kind of keep that release point as similar as he can.
Well hit ball out to the right
gonna
field.
drop.
Brody Boy able to make the play. Good run down there for Boy.
At first, I did not see Brody Boy coming for that. And
well,
I thought,
he picked up the speed.
Yeah,
it's like a ball rolling down the hill. I mean,
I thought that was dropping right in front of Neer, but it ended up being Boy out in right field.
Caudill needed that one. Good play there for Boy to. And I believe we only have one out, right, Hammond?
I think there might be 2.
Is there 2?
I think there is. I believe so. I'm not sure exactly.
I think there might be. I don't know. Might be 2. This game's been moving along so quickly. I just don't even know what's going on.
Definitely.
We go 1-0 here. Caudill kind of lacking command. Runner goes.
Oh, great
good
play
snag
by
there
Charlie Bible.
Wow, and that's a well-hit ball right there, Hammond. I tell you what, that's probably scoring the runner. I mean, it's a hit and run. Both teams have saved runs. I mean, back to back to back, and that is another runner left on base. I believe that is 13 on the night. So we'll go to the bottom of the 5th here.
Welcome back to Horvath Productions.
We got some activity over there in the Chieftain bullpen. Chris Fogan, the lights out bullpen guy for the Bellefontaine is probably what I'd call him. Definitely doesn't serve his best as a starter, but I tell you what, when Fogan's on, he's firing him in there, Hammond.
Definitely. I mean, he's the, don't want to say Mariano Rivera because he only normally pitched the ninth.
Oh, we got a guy working down there in the Laker bullpen. We have a little bit of a more disadvantage to look here in the press box, but we'll try to get some information to who's working there in the Laker bullpen as Zane Tevis goes out and gets that. Another put out there for the Lake.
I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with how Zane Tevis has been attacking at the plate. His past couple games, had 2 base hits last night and a double tonight, I believe. So he's kind of really just stepped up his approach, and it's been working out well for him. As Brody Boy comes to the plate, the 9-hole hitter for the Chiefs.
Lillard still in. Indian Lake bullpen is active. Good pitch there from Lillard. I mean, I tell you what, Hammond, if he gets out of this 1-2-3, do you take him out? I mean,
No. Same thing with Caudill in the next.
Another well-hit ball, but that's going to be another routine pop-out. I mean, Lillard is doing exactly what he needs to do here, Hammond.
I mean, yeah, this is exactly how you do it if you're trying to last in a baseball game.
And what I'll say, and it's 0-0, so who cares? So if you're a Bellefontaine fan or a Carter Caudill fan, don't take this the wrong way. But like the command for Caudill was starting to show a little bit of cracks there in the last inning. Lillard is not doing that at all here. I mean, he's still ice cold. So
Lillard looks like he could pitch 11 innings.
Yeah.
The way he's just dialed in his zone, he's been hitting his spots quite a bit. As Neer comes back up to turn over the lineup.
I mean, and that's what I was about to say, Hammond. He now has to go through the heart of the order, though. So,
but I feel like if he can get down to that Liam Yoder, Charlie Bible range down there, Riley Neer's gonna.
That'll be a base hit for Neer. It could be 2 if they field this poorly, but nope.
That was a good play there to cut that off to keep it out of the gap because that's definitely extra bases for Riley Neer.
And this is a disciplined, fundamental baseball game from both teams. I mean, they're throwing their hands out there if they need to drive the ball. They know that the umpire is giving a little bit wider of a strike zone. I mean, not wide strike zone. They're on the outside, so Lillard has to move his balls in. If he wants outside, he's kind of pretty much got to throw to the center of the plate. So Neer knows he can just throw his hands out there and put that to right field.
It's a big power guy for the Chiefs. Chris Fogan comes to the plate.
Can't be in the bullpen if you got a hit. So definitely look for Neer to steal here. He does not have his oven mitt on, though, but he's going anyway. And that'll be easy for Neer. Not a bad throw, though.
Yeah, that's a good play. I believe that's the other Lillard brother behind the plate. So
got a little of a Lillard battery going here.
Lillard thrown to Lillard. Fogan takes a first pitch strike there on the pickoff attempt.
And that's what happens when you let a guy like Neer on. I mean, it was a well-hit ball. You made him work for it 100% there if you're Lillard, but you are kind of in danger now because he is scoring on anything. Just like that, Hammond. I mean, if Fogan straightens that out, I mean, Fogan's going 3, not 3, but you know what I mean.
That's the 3rd time tonight that he has pulled a foul ball left that would have been extra bases if he straightened it out.
I mean, if you're a fan of either team tonight, there has been times throughout this ball game that you have like kind of held your breath a little bit on the way down the foul line there.
Without a doubt.
Both of these teams are just one swing away from opening this wide up. 0-2, though. Lillard is in a pretty good spot here with Fogan.
Shaking him off twice. He's looking for his pitch here.
Just a little bit high and away. Right field is pretty far over to the left. They know Fogan doesn't really get out and throw his hands out there like that. And great pitch there from Lillard. Wow.
He is really dialed in here, and if anything, he's gotten better as this game has gone on. But we are scoreless through 5. We'll be right back on Horvath Productions. Welcome back to Horvath Productions here. Top of the 6th, 0-0, Bellefontaine Indian Lake.
Ooh, we got Tuttle in.
I'll tell you, if you would have told me this game was going to be 0-0 going to the top of the 6th, I probably would have said you're wrong.
Carter Caudill still on the mound for the Chieftains. Fogan was working it up in the bullpen there during the warm-ups, but Coach Ho can't have him warming up while Caudill is on as
First pitch curveball there.
big left fielder there for the Chiefs. And, yes, that was a good first pitch curveball. Definitely a lot better start to the inning for Caudill. First pitch strike, can't go wrong.
The thing I noticed is Carter Caudill does not go from the windup. Normally guys will go through the
True.
use the windup.
Accurate statement.
Use the windup before runners are on base, and once runners are on base, they go to stretch.
And that's interesting to me. Obviously, Caudill comes from a very baseball disciplined family. What the strategy is around that? I mean, if he's just more comfortable from going from there at all times, or what?
Yeah,
good pitch there.
I believe Alex, who graduated last year, utilized the windup as most guys normally
yes,
do.
He does. Yep. But he just wants to fire it in there, and I respect it. 2-2. Here we go. Not a bad pitch there. Did look a little bit inside.
Yep.
I mean, that's the type of game this umpire's called, so.
Definitely.
He hasn't decided to just change it up.
Yeah, it's been close for both pitchers here.
Good pitch there for Carter Caudill, knocking out a very important part of the Indian Lake offense.
Tyler Tidwell comes to the plate for the Lakers in the 4 spot. One thing I just noticed is I think the top 4 in this Lake lineup share the same bat. I think they all use the same bat. That's kind of a thing maybe when you're playing Little League, but when it's high school, normally everybody's got their own.
If everyone is swagging with the same bat, then you all put some money in, $100 each. You get a $400 bat for the price of $100. All right, that's a good business here in the
tough play.
Today. Sandoval makes the throw. Charlie Bible does what he needed to do, stretches out and grabs that ball. Both teams continue to fight here.
Tell you, ever since Bible's dropping the first, he's really locked in over there at first base. Made the great catch last inning and just picked that one up there from off the dirt. There's 2 quick outs here for Bellefontaine.
Friend Frock is in, another 3-sport athlete.
I believe this is Tusi.
Oh, excuse
me. I think
me.
this is Tusi, yes.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a little bit too far ahead of myself. Friend Frock is in the on-deck circle currently. 1 ball here. It's going to be a hard play for Tevis.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
He caught it, Hammond. No way. Wow.
Jose Sandoval, the veteran.
I wish we had a replay set up here. Wow, that was crazy. I think that hit off Tevis and landed into Sandoval's hands, maybe.
That's one I think I'll be rewatching later. But what a play to end the inning. Jose Sandoval showing why he's out there starting shortstop. We'll be right back on Horvath Productions. Welcome back to Horvath Productions. 0-0 game still. As Indian Lake has brought in a new pitcher who I don't believe is on our roster.
And the world may now never know, unfortunately. I'm sorry if you are related or know this person. Please message us on Facebook at Horvath Productions to tell me, because he is not on our roster and 8 does not exist. So
Larison's going to hit one over top of us.
maybe JV guy.
Could be.
That's probably what it is. I bet they've called up a JV guy because they've had 30 games back to back to back, which often you do see in high school baseball here in Ohio.
Especially when you got games getting canceled.
Buddy handles Larison pretty swiftly. Oh.
Almost let that one get away from him, but
No harm, no foul, though. The Lake continues to fight.
Carter Cardile comes to the plate for the Chiefs in what is a really important spot here in this game. It's Chris Fogan still out there in the bullpen. I would not be surprised to see him out in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, if you took Lillard out after last inning, you're definitely taking Caudill out, which I still think is interesting, as Caudill kind of gets ran inside there. Yeah, I guess we didn't really talk about that. We literally said to each other, "Don't take him out" after the inning he just had, but they went ahead and pulled the trigger on him.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably a case of the coach knowing him better than we do. It's a 2-0 count here against Carter
someone's
Caudill.
messaging me. Elliot, thank you. Thank you, Hannah Keene. Thank you very much for that. That was awesome. I appreciate you doing that. His last name is Elliot.
I believe might be Mrs. Hoag's wife.
It is. I forgot that Coach Hoag here at Bellefontaine is a Indian Lake alumni. Thank you for getting on that and checking that. I appreciate it.
So Carter Caudill fouls one out there over towards the softball field.
We just have such a great community here in Logan County. Everyone looking out. I did not expect actually anything to come of that, so thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Quick work by the Hoag family.
2-2, here we go, though. Wow, jams him up.
Foul ball. Looked like maybe caught a piece of the end of the bat.
It said 2 balls, 2 strikes on the scoreboard, so must now be 2-2.
I think it was a foul ball. I think it might have hit the end of the bat. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good call there. I was too busy reading Facebook messages. Elliot delivers here.
This one works full.
So we're at that interesting part of the game where your pitchers that were going off and having great games are no longer playing anymore. So it's going to be interesting to see. We might see a completely different game turn on its head. Well hit ball to right field. Going to be put out, though. Wow.
I feel like the Chiefs cannot find any holes in that outfield tonight. Tevis and Neer did, but a couple hard hit balls that have not been rewarded for it as Jose Sandoval comes to the plate after his very acrobatic play last inning.
Okay, Hammond, I'm going to say it. This is now the bunt play. This is the bunt play. Third base is cheating in here. If he can square one up to first, it's easy. I mean, I don't know how confident he is in doing that as a lefty.
Bunt play. He's hitting 390.
Hammond,
and there's 2
I'll
outs.
say that for the last time. It's not that because he's hitting the ball 400 yards. I mean, like, this kid he's got the speed to do it.
That might be one of your worst takes that I've heard.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. Coach Hoag is a big fan of small ball, and he would say that.
We might have to ask Hoag after this game.
We'll have him up here after this game. He'll agree with me. I'm telling you right now.
The 5-hole hitter hitting 390 to bunt with 2 outs.
We've covered Bellefontaine over the last 2 years here, and I know you were an advent against the bunt. Bellefontaine utilized small ball a lot last year, even more than this year. And you were not a fan, that's for sure.
Well, yeah.
That's going to be another well-hit ball to right field, but not going to be anything to suffice for Bellefontaine.
But we are scoreless through 6 innings as we're going to go to the top of the 7th. We'll be right back on Horvath Productions. Welcome back to Horvath Productions here, top of the 7th inning. And we are scoreless through 6 as Dawson Finfrock coming to the plate for the Lakers.
Interesting thing here, Hammond, that we were just talking about there in the break. Carter Caudill is still in for the Chieftains. Hogue is elected for him to pretty much go the distance here in regulation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the play. Caudill's been really good tonight. I mean, 3 hits.
And that's going to be another routine out, so never mind. I shouldn't have said anything for Bellefontaine fans. I'm sorry about that. Just not able to make the throw, and Sandoval not happy with himself.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think. I mean, it looked like Sandoval maybe rushed that a little bit.
Coach Hogue's out to maybe argue something here. Never mind. We're gonna have.
I don't know about you, but I'm right here, and he did not tag him.
No, exactly.
I
think
really
maybe that's what they're challenging.
Don't think he got the tag on him.
Absolutely not. Yeah. No.
If that's what they're talking about.
He's saying absolutely not. No. No, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Hey, but why not ask, right? If you're Coach Hogue there, so. Okay, so Carter Caudill is he let someone put a weak bat on the ball there, and it didn't work out for the Chieftains. So let's see if someone can make up for his pitcher there.
I think our scorekeepers next door ruled that an error, but I don't think that's an error. I mean, I think that's an infield single. In my opinion, it's close. I mean, it was not the greatest throw by Sandoval, but it's not like that one's going to be fouled out.
That's neat. If they straighten that out, Hammond, I'm telling you, it's busting this game wide open. I know we keep saying that over and over again here, but yeah. We go 1-1 here. What does Carter Caudill have to battle here? You're thinking about probably thinking too. No one on this Chieftains infield really throws hard, and that's a very underlooked statistic in baseball. As he goes. They got him. They don't got him. Oh, no.
I mean, it looked like Carter Caudill waited an hour to throw that ball. I mean, that was just and it was not the greatest throw either.
Hammond.
So, I mean, Lake has some action here in the top of the 7th inning.
Hammond, that is a critical error for the Chieftains. That is just completely judge the timing of that, and he was safe.
I mean, it almost looked like Carter could have maybe underhand tossed that and got him on time, but
now he's going to be in his head. That's a great play there from I don't know who called that for the Lake. That was a terrific play and a good chance to take there. I mean, you're scoreless. You have 3 hits. Why not try that?
Exactly. Fogan will be coming in this game
Caudill is completely
within the next 2 hitters because he is in his head now, and Ho cannot let this.
Wow. Jackson Hoskins is grabbing his glove, and right now it looks like Chieftains are going to be moving it around. His head is a strike.
Call that a strike there. Wasn't too far off.
Okay, so Caudill has a chance here to put the runner out and maybe get some more
this will be a huge out
confidence going. He needs this. He needs this bad. Another just.
Yes, got him.
That doesn't need to be that scary for Bellefontaine though, man.
Yeah, it looked like Zane. I don't know if Tevis tripped.
No, he tried to dive for it. He tried to dive for it, but decided last second he didn't want to anymore.
Looked like almost like a slide cancel there.
I didn't even know what to call that. I mean,
it looks like Fogan might be. It's hard
maybe
to tell.
Not.
I don't know.
He's not calling to Fogan. Fogan's working his way to talk to his fellow teammate Near out there in center.
I mean, this is not a position. Maybe if you were in the major leagues in the bottom of the 7th, maybe putting a guy on first base with an intentional walk. But this is the Lakers' 9-hole hitter, I believe.
Hogue is yes, here comes Fogan.
Fogan
is in.
Going to get the new glove.
Awesome outing there for Carter Caudill. Much better than the first one. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that as as a coach. I mean, 3 hits. I mean, and yeah, maybe that error there at second, but overall, amazing day for Carter Caudill.
Yeah, and looks like we'll have a few position changes. Tevis going out to left field, and then Jackson Hoskins going to second base in replacement for Zane Tevis, and then obviously Fogan to the mound. But I think this is a good time for Coach Hogue to bring Fogan out. Maybe some would say at the beginning of the inning would have been better.
It looks like Caudill will shift over to third, and Yoder will be moving over to first. So for the Chieftains. But yeah, that's a great outing for both Lillard and Carter Caudill.
For sure.
I mean, that was textbook. I mean, that was so fun to watch. Basically, I want I would probably call it almost a masterclass from both pitchers tonight.
I mean, that's the kind of baseball, I don't know about you, but I like to watch. I mean, just back and forth. Pitchers are throwing well, and, I mean, it's not like both teams are hitless. I mean, they've put the ball in play, and they've gotten on base.
And they've just gotten out the jams.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they've gotten out of jams they've gotten into. I think Bellefontaine's had stranded runners at second 3 or 4 times tonight. And so, I mean,
double digits stranded on base for combining both teams. So I'm interested to see here. Fogan looks like he's got good. Fogan obviously has more velocity than Caudell at this point in their careers. Fogan, of course, is older, but top of the 7th here at Blue Jacket Park, and we're about to get right back underway.
I believe I've said this was the 9-hole hitter. I think this is the 8-hole Bryce Burton.
So, I mean, if you're Fogan, you couldn't have asked for a better spot to be in this situation. Larison and Fogan kind of talking it over a little bit. Now they're more peers. This isn't really not talking down, but maybe role model type situation that would be going on with Larison and Caudell. And I expect Fogan to bring his 10-second pitch timer clock back, like he always does.
Maybe like 5
I mean,
seconds.
he is ready for the SEC college baseball play, man, with that pitch clock. That's going to be a first pitch strike for Fogan.
It's a good cut by Burton there, but, yeah, I mean, Fogan's got really good velocity, so it's going to be tough for these Lake hitters to catch up.
Fogan's ahead. He's got a bunch of pitches to play with here. I think it couldn't have been more than ideal for the start here. Hammond, what do you like? What pitch do you like?
Curveball in the dirt.
Book it. I like that as well. Outside.
If I was a betting man, gave him the heater. It's 3 straight heaters. Surprised me not to see an off-speed within the next couple here.
The off-speed, either it's expected and he drives it to left field out of the park, or he completely gets in front of it and looks silly. Yeah, there it is. Fogan doesn't look to have that's the first pitch of the night throwing that, but maybe the confidence wasn't there to throw it on that 0-2. He goes right back to the heater and slams him away. Chris Fogan, huge out here. And he is just one away from getting out of another Chieftain jam. And whoever just hit for the Lake doesn't seem to be very happy down below. That's going to be more contact made. Larison, is he able to track it down? Yes, he will not be able to. Oh, man.
What an attempt.
And the sun's beaming down here. That hard play there for Larison to make, and he was so close.
You saw him make a couple of those plays against Urbana at home the other night.
That was brutal, man.
I mean, looks like Maddox Hall put all of his.
Fogan ahead again, though.
I mean, he's just really good at getting ahead. He got him 0-2 here once again.
If you're Fogan, you definitely want to throw that off speed. But I saw him throw that one and did not look like it was in control whatsoever. And a pass ball is the last thing you want here. And yeah, I mean that was a fastball, but still kind of my same point.
Well, I think Fogan's got a lot of options here on what he wants to throw. I mean, he's got that great fastball and the off speed to mix it. Takes out Dawson Finfrock over there at third base. Maddox Hall has got the bat head out in front of it here.
This is the craziest thing about baseball. I mean, there's times where the game is higher scoring, but teams are putting the bat on the ball way less than this. I mean, right now you're looking at both teams making very solid contact and still nothing to show for it.
I don't know if Maddox Hall was trying to lean into that or what, but looks like he was a little uncomfortable there at the plate.
The big 2-2 coming up here for Fogan.
Oh,
man.
Off of Larison.
That looks like it's going to hurt him a little bit, and, yeah, definitely take a walk on that.
Well, nothing after what happened last night. He took one to the gentleman's area, and he was okay. Most catchers that'll happen. But one off the face mask I don't think is going to hurt him too bad, but we'll see.
Fastball outside. Throw it.
I mean,
fastball outside.
He's been out in front of it a couple times, but it seems like maybe the curveball down low. I mean, if he swings at it.
It's 2-2, though. See what happens here. Yeah, see, he can't get that to break, Hammond. He can't. I mean, that's the second time that's happened.
It looks like he's releasing it at the same height he is his fastball.
Yeah. Here we go. Big 3-2. Probably maybe the most important of the night, and that's going to be a walk.
The lineup's going to turn over here. And as
You're a Lake fan. You like what you're seeing.
You can hear the Lake fans starting to get rowdy, but if you're Chris Fogan, just got to settle down a little bit and lock in.
To be fair, he had the base to give. I mean, there's 2 outs. At this point, it's do or die right now. With the Chieftains lineup coming up, we got, we in 6, 7, 8, 9 due up for the Chiefs. So not the heart of the order whatsoever, and that's going to be a ball outside.
I mean, I'd much rather see Indian Lake walk compared to maybe spinning a ball in the dirt and having it get past.
Yep.
But
Fogan delivers good pitch there for Chris, and he's going to battle back to 1-1. Count tied here.
that's what he's been doing all night.
And Chris, Hammond, I don't think I can really understate how important this moment right now is in this ball game. Larison's going to go ahead and hold. If the Lake's batting guys in, they want both of them. Focus on the runner here if you're Fogan.
I'm guessing both runners would score here as outfield's playing deep. Manley with another swing and a miss.
The Lake is now down to their final strike of regulation.
Deuces are flying now.
Can Fogan get
2-2,
out of
2
it?
outs. Top of the 7th.
Huge 2-2 here. Here we go. And that is going to be a strike 3. And Chris Fogan blows a kiss to the hitter. And, folks, we either end here with a walk-off from Bellefontaine or we're going to extras. We'll be right back here on Horvath Productions.
Welcome back to Blue Jacket Park. Bottom of the 7th here. 0-0 game.
And you're getting your money's worth tonight, folks. We are bottom of the 7th inning. Bellefontaine has a chance to walk this game off. If not, we will be going to extra innings. Elliott continues to be on the mound for the Lake. Not a bad outing. Last inning. And Hammond, this is where I'm going to start getting to the technical part of baseball here. We have a pretty nasty shadow starting to creep over the batter's box, and that is going to do nothing but add less scoring to this game, and there's none. So
I don't think negative runs are in play, but yeah.
It's going to be a hard hit ball.
Liam Yoder.
Huge space hit there. Maybe air. Don't know what they'd score it. Yoder takes a big round there, kind of a little bit of a celebration round. Chieftains definitely need that. Definitely look for a pinch runner here.
That has got to feel really good
Yep.
for Liam Yoder to get back in the hit column. He's been hitless the past 2 games.
And that was huge for Yoder. I mean, I tell you what, only batting what he is and to be able to get out in front of that ball and make that drive. He just put Bellefontaine in a huge spot, and we got Spencer Stahl, a very speedy youngster for Bellefontaine coming in to run. And it looks like Indian Lake's going to go ahead and take a mound visit as well.
Looks like Jackson Hoskins will be pinch hitting for the Chiefs as well.
So Hogue is starting to empty the bench here. Not a bad call. He wants to win this game right now.
I know you weren't at the Urbana game last night, but that's exactly what he did last night, too. He used about every player he possibly could, whether it was pinch running, pinch hitting, anything in between. It looks like they're going to bring Cam Tuttle in, and I expect nothing else, if I'm being honest. So Tuttle no-hit the Chiefs last year, and he is.
So the game's real now. That's what this coach said. He said it's time to. Lakers going with their ace.
I hate to be the bringer of bad news, but it's going to be really tough for Bellefontaine to manufacture a run. I mean,
I tell you what, Hammond, this is a massive throwing right-hander right here. He's easily pushing 85.
Last year against Bellefontaine, I don't believe you were at that. You were in Florida.
I watched it though. I tuned in.
I
tuned in. Why would I not? Go Chiefs.
He no-hit the Chiefs en route to a 3-0 dub. So we'll see. I mean, Jackson Hoskins is going to have to start his forward press
very early
before Tuttle throws the ball.
And I imagine it was a lot colder last year when the Chieftains faced him. So
it was awful.
He's probably throwing at least a couple miles per hour quicker now.
Yes.
Yeah, Director Michael over here said it was about 35 degrees, probably about, 20 where you guys were at the wind chill in the press
I actually
box.
made the mistake of wearing shorts to that game, and I was luckily saved by the great Angie Horvath. Had a blanket in the car. So lifesaver. But
love to see it.
I would probably be willing to put my college fund that Jackson Hoskins is going to attempt a bunt here.
And I'm going to get back to my technicality of scientific Bill Nye, the science guy baseball stuff here. That shadow is going to get real nasty here in about 20 minutes.
Hoskins laid down a good bunt last night to knock guys over. And I think with having Stolly, I don't think Stolly's going to have a tough time getting over to second. Okay. And so if he can put this ball anywhere on the ground, Stolly's getting to second base.
So here's the situation. Zane Tevis has proved that he can put a bat on the ball. Stolly is very quick. The Indian Lake Lakers ace is in. Jackson Hoskins has one job, and that's to advance this runner.
Without a doubt. Anything you have to do.
And, yes, there's the bunt. Just show it now. That's fine with me.
I don't care if he's got to take a 90-mile-an-hour heater to the forehead. Okay. Anything to get on base to give Zane Tevis a chance to win this game.
With the protection of the helmet, of course.
Of course. I don't know if you're at that Ben Logan game, but Riley Neer took a tough one.
I did. Showing the bunt again. Third base is way in on it. 2-0 here, though.
Might have to draw the bunt back here because third baseman is going to be just about running into Jackson Hoskins.
Do you think he has that in him to make the turn on to Stolly here and throw him out at second? I don't know, Hammond.
It'd be a tough play.
Bunt is down. And that is going to possibly advance both runners. Jackson Hoskins, he's pushing hard, and that is going to be a in the infield base hit for Jackson Hoskins. No way,
Could you have drawn it up any better?
Wow.
I mean, Jackson Hoskins should get an MLB 10-day to lay down bunts. Oh, my goodness. That is his – he is 3 for 3 on bunts.
Look, I don't know if that was planned, but third base was cheating a little too hard on that bunt, and he made him pay for it.
I don't think it was. I mean, I think it was just Tuttle's throwing fast, so it's obviously going to come off the bat faster. But
we have a complete offensive timeout meeting here. You don't see this very often.
I did this again last night. I tell you, Hogue likes to use all of his resources that he's got. And then
he's emptying the tank.
Exactly. He's playing the game. You could say he's playing the game.
Double steal.
Well, I don't know
what they're talking about.
I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe.
Okay, and Zane Tevis, I don't know. He's probably the best hitter at this part of the lineup when it comes to putting the bat on the ball. Hogue is definitely starting to really think small ball here. I don't like.
Third base is definitely going to expect another bunt.
Yeah, with that type of meeting, yes, you're right. Zane Tevis could be bunting here.
The ball of the outfield in this game is probably over.
Yep, they're showing bunt. Coach Hogue is resorting to what Coach Hogue does really best, and that's small ball. So.
And I see the first baseman kind of coming forward, but it almost looked like it's going to be a push bunt towards third.
Zane Tevis is not slow, so. And Hammond, that couldn't be any better. And they're going to go 3 on it. And it will not work out for the Lakers.
I mean, that was a great attempt by Lillard.
Bellefontaine is knocking on death's door for Indian Lake and Camden Tunnel here. And one man is in. Brody Boyd, the 9-hole for Bellefontaine.
bases loaded, nobody out. Something's going to happen
You're looking
here.
home, and corners in, everyone in, excuse me, for the Lake. Big hack there from Brody Boy. Hammond, what do you think about a suicide squeeze here on this first strike here?
I think that's one of the more stupider things you've ever said. A failed suicide is going to end
Gonna
up
ruin everything.
A failed
You're right.
suicide bunt here is going to
I'm
end up
kidding, I'm
in
kidding.
2 outs.
Not with Riley Neer up. Ball's in play.
That's
That will unfortunately retire Stolly, and it's going to be a double.
Wow.
The first baseman's down. Jackson Hoskins doesn't have the speed to make an Ellie De La Cruz. That could have gone any better for the Lake. Wow. What an incredible play there for the Lakers. I mean,
this is just the most back and forth thing you've ever seen.
incredible play there for Camden Tuttle to have the IQ to send it home. Obviously, you have to do that.
Yeah.
But turning 2 there was incredible. I mean, they knew exactly what they were going to do. Riley Neer has the chance of a lifetime here to put
And they're going to
down.
intentional walk Riley Neer.
Wow. A Bellefontaine Chieftain just got intentionally walked in the Central Buckeye Conference. I never thought I'd say that would happen. And when was the last time that happened?
I like to stay impartial on this broadcast, but that might be one of the softest things I've ever seen. Because you are going from Riley Neer to Chris Fogan. That is just one of the dumber things you could have done.
I guess it doesn't. They're very equal when it comes to hitting.
I hope Chris Fogan hits one 480 feet and hits a car out there.
Big hack there. I don't know. Maybe there was a strategic thing. Tuttle knew he could maybe have Fogan more.
I mean Riley Neer's hitting 258 on the year, and Chris Fogan's hitting 344.
Very interesting call there. And Fogan's going to put that ball in play, and that will be our game. The Chieftains will walk it off at Blue Jacket Park against Camden Tuttle and the Lakers. Camden Tuttle, just 365-ish days ago, put a no-hit on the Chieftains, and that will be the ball game, folks. Wow. Intentionally walking one of the highest average hitters for Bellefontaine. Very interesting.
Yeah,
intentionally walking into it. Excuse me.
I don't know. The terminology there, you go from a guy who's hitting 260 to a guy who's hitting 340.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. But nonetheless, this, you could not have dreamed for a better game here on a Friday night. 1-0, in the bottom of the 7th inning. It was bases loaded, nobody out. The Lake made it interesting, and Chris Fogan ended up making them pay.
Wow. Hammond, it couldn't have been a better game. You may be feeling really down right now if you're a Lake fan or a Lake player. It couldn't have been any better. Excellent game played by both sides. It was a very hard jam there for the Lake. And both teams, this could have went either way tonight, Hammond. Just absolute incredible battle there for both teams, and just an excellent display of Central Buckeye Conference baseball.
Definitely. Bellefontaine picks up another dub to bring him to 8-3 on the year. And Bellefontaine will be traveling to St. Mary's tomorrow to play a pretty solid St. Mary's squad. So we'll see how that pans out for him. But nonetheless, thank you for watching with us here on Horvath Productions. And I'm not sure when the next time the next live stream is.
We are back at it. We had a rescheduled game. Shawnee got called off last week. We're still awaiting a date on that. That may just end up being the first playoff game for Bellefontaine with the way their record's going right now. It looks like they're probably going to get a home playoff game first go around. So I believe right now, tentatively, we are looking at Senior Day, the doubleheader with the Chiefs on May 4th. Okay. So it was an absolute incredible ball game tonight. I believe Chris Fogan will go ahead and pick up the win on the mound and has the only RBI. So my MVP of the night would probably be Chris Fogan, Hammond. What about yours?
I'd have to agree. I do want to give honorable mention to Carter Caudill in the Chieftain
Lillard. I'd put the Lillard and Carter Caudill together, honestly.
For sure. And the Chieftain defense, along with the Indian Lake defense, kept them in this game. But nonetheless, a great effort. Thanks for watching with us, and until next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for tuning in to HPTV here, presented by Horvath Productions here at Blue Jacket Park. Like being said, back in action May 4th. Doubleheader for Bellefontaine, and that will also be Senior Day. See you, folks.